What's up, guys? So we've got the DJI Osmo Pocket, and it is almost on point. I am really excited about the things that are happening with this little camera. I've got this set up. I'm looking at my screen on my phone because I have the wireless adapter on my DJI Osmo Pocket, and I have the GoPro mount. So we are doing this entire video via the DJI Osmo Pocket, besides some screenshots and stuff like that. Okay, guys? The only big issue with my DJI Osmo Pocket right now is the breathing in and out when it's trying to find a focus. So hopefully, with the firmware update that I did this morning, hopefully that was fixed. I don't know if it's related to face tracking and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to face track because I just framed my shot, and every time I move, the shot is just going to wiggle around. So I don't want to face track this shot. I just kind of want the camera to just stay still. But it's very nice to frame my shot from over here and put the camera on the other side of the table. The only thing I don't like about this setup is if I bump the table, then the camera will bump, but it's a gimbal, so hopefully it'll stabilize that out. So anyway, so what today's video is about is I had a viewer comment in the comment section asking me how I did this shot. Now what that shot is it's just one photo made up of about 44 different photos taken with the Parrot ANAFI. I did a 360-degree panorama, and what's so special about that photo is this is the first drone that can look up, so I can take pictures of the sky and add that into my 360 photo. Now today, it is freezing cold, it's dreary, it's even snowing. You might catch a couple snowflakes. But this is one of those days that if I took a 360-degree photo from a drone, I could do it with any of my drones because there's no clouds, there's no blue skies, there's nothing in the sky to cause any, there's really nothing to look at. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take the Parrot ANAFI up in the air, and we're going to take a 360-degree panorama with the Parrot ANAFI. And the reason I'm doing it here is because I've got buildings all around me. And the point of this 360-degree photo is not, to make a cool tiny planet or to make a cool, Instagram post. But the point of this picture in this location is so that I can pan around later in the photo. Okay, so I'm taking the entire environment, and if you have a VR headset and you're looking through the VR headset, you can look around. That's what this is going to do, but I'm going to do it in Final Cut Pro for a rectangle video instead of a 360. Okay, guys? So let's get the bird up in the air and take some photos. I don't know if I'm going to film me flying because it is really, really cold. So, but if you want to check out another video on my full 360-degree panorama tutorial, you can click on that here. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get up in the air. I've decided to do several panoramas, but the two we're going to show here in this video, one is at about 95 feet up in the air, and the second one is about 20 feet up in the air. I think around 100 feet is my sweet spot. The tiny planets turn out pretty nice. And I'm picking this building as my focal point because I want it to be perfect. Now it's hard to tell from this shot, but those windows are blue. And one thing that I thought was interesting in my test today was that the panorama, or the tiny planet, that building looked blue from 20 feet up in the air, but that building kind of looked black from 95 feet up in the air. So it's really interesting, your perspective from those two vantage points. And that's why I love flying drones, guys. But what we've done here, guys, is we've put it into photo mode, and we've picked the panorama photo mode, and we've picked 360. And I've doubled the speed here. So overall process is pretty fast, but I didn't want to spend this whole video making a 360 image. I kind of wanted to get to the tutorial part. But yeah, guys, I think it's pretty cool how it does it. On a day like today, you know, it's easy to think that it might be messing up because the screen's all white, but that's because the clouds were all white. It was just one big fat cloud all throughout the sky. So I've got it set to JPEG rectangular, and that's the only option in the 360 panorama mode. You do have other photo types in different modes, but we're focusing on 360 here. And it looks like it took 42 images. I might have my math wrong there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the gallery and select sphere and create. And we're going to do excellent quality. And I've sped this process up because it takes a little bit. But what your phone is going to do is it's going to create a 360 degree equirectangular image. And that's what we're going to bring into Final Cut Pro and do some playing around with. So here's the image, guys. Turned out pretty good. As you can tell, the sky is not much to look at, but overall it's going to be pretty fun. Okay, guys, so now here we're in Final Cut Pro. And as you can see, we're editing the video that you're watching right now. Crazy, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this. And as you can see from the image, sorry, gotta grab it. So as you can see from the image, it is a 360 degree photo. And here's the full-on image. You just saw that, guys. So we're gonna drag this onto the timeline, and I want to show you what happens. So what Final Cut Pro does by default with a 360 degree image is it will zoom in to a specific view. Okay, guys, and we can select this and we can drag it around and we can see the different parts of the image. Okay, so we're going to turn that off, and we're going to go back and we're going to reset all the parameters that we just wiggled around and moved. Okay, guys, so the first thing we want to do is we want to change the mapping of this image to a tiny planet. So under orientation mapping, we're going to select tiny planet. Okay, guys, and already we've got an image that is pretty sweet. I want to drag this image out to about here, just for kicks, and we're going to start keyframing. And the only thing we're going to change is the orientation, guys. So we're going to put keyframes on everything in orientation, right? And then we're going to zoom in. Let's do 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're going to put a keyframe right there. And then we're going to come in and do some crazy things to it. So if you zoom in, let's zoom in to about 150. Okay, guys. And I'm thinking instead of zooming all the way in and then moving, I think we're going to zoom in to an actual rotation. So when you tilt the x-axis, you can move it into this spot right here. Okay, guys. And I think I even want to zoom in further. Let's see what that looks like. So let's do that. So we're at 128, and we're going to fix the horizon. All right, now let's see what that did, guys. Okay guys, so when you want to go to different key points, you can just go, like, this is the last key point, this is the next key point. So we're going to go to this key point, and I'm thinking we're from here, we're going to move all the way over to here, and then we're going to put another key point on all orientations, and let's rotate around. Okay guys, and we're going to kind of just rotate. We're going to rotate at 360 degrees. Okay guys, so now let's go back here and watch it. Now it might be a little drastic move in, but I think it's kind of cool, guys. This is an example of, of me just kind of panning around the image. It actually might be too fast to really see what's going on, but again, it's a really nice way to showcase your image. And this is a click of a button, and I got all this information, and then I can zoom in and look around. And I think that's pretty cool, guys. So we're going to go to the end of that, and we're going to cap off. And that's how it's done, guys. All my perimeters are over here. Alright guys, so here's the final animation. I bumped up the saturation a little bit and kind of fixed the exposure, but overall, super good quality image, guys. Stitching was great. All this was done on my iPhone XS Max, and yeah, it's a little fast, but this is just a quick tutorial. You can play around with the perimeters, and you can do whatever you want to, guys. The world is your oyster, or should I say the tiny planet is your oyster. Alright guys, so now this is from 20 feet above the ground. This one was pretty easy because I picked a nice grassy field to take the panorama over. So when it comes to stitching, a big grassy field or a big parking lot is one of the easiest things to fake. It's whenever you have sidewalks and fences and trees, and any kind of harsh lines are pretty hard to stitch on top of. But I thought this turned out pretty good too, guys. I was pretty impressed. Alright guys, on the left you've got a tiny planet from 95 feet up in the air, and from the exact same point on the right you have a tiny planet from 20 feet up in the air. I thought it was really interesting, a side-by-side comparison of these two shots. I hope you guys like this video. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications of when I post new videos, and have a wonderful day, guys. Peace out.